This January marks the 40th anniversary of the Supreme Court decision that declared abortion a private right, and also really launched the modern pro-life movement. And so it's a good time for us to assess what's happened in the last generation and talk about the next generation. I'm here with a friend of many, many years, John Piper. Thank you for giving us your time.
Pleasure.
We go back to when I was a student in college, and John was a professor and taught me Greek New Testament.
Did your wedding?
Did my wedding, that's right, and I'm still married 34 years later. And as far as I know, she's still with me. So that's good. I'm also with a great friend and co-worker in the Stand for Life, Scott Klusendorf, who is, I think, our nation's premier spokesman for advocating and articulating the cause of life in a secular and hostile culture, and helping us do that with winsomeness and competence. And we're here to ask you a few questions about the cause of life at this juncture between one generation and the next. So let's start off real broad. And abortion in the Christian, abortion in the church, after 40 years, how do you assess where we're at?
I feel like you guys should be answering these questions because you're the experts, and I just try to say something from the Bible every now and then about this, because it's a horrible thing, and it's no less horrible after 40 years than it was before. To cut babies in pieces in the womb and call it by another name is a horrific thing. It seems to me like with every issue, things get worse and things get better. I mean, that's just my understanding of the world. Eschatology is going to get dark, it's going to get light, and there are bright spots and there are dark spots. The dark spot seems to me that we are in a era where we have the most radically extreme pro-choice president we've ever had, who says things that simply are appalling, it seems to me, for any parent to hear, that he wants equal rights for his girls, which I don't know, what does that mean when you're talking about abortion? It means, okay, if a boy can have sex and get away with it, my girl should have sex and be able to get away with it? I mean, what else? I don't know what that means, to have equal rights. Equal with whom? Equal with the boys. Well, they can just have sex and go off and no problem. Girls should have no problems as well. The way they have no problems is no baby.
Right.
You take a deep breath and you say, really, you want to say that? You want to say that about anybody, let alone your own girls? So that's a piece, and that's a mark of sexual bondage in our culture. I mean, the news right now is big shots in the media having sex and getting pregnant. She's pregnant, isn't that cool? And they're not married, and we celebrate this and wonder what the new paradigm will look like for pregnancy. So that's worse, it seems to me. The sexual bondage that we're in as a culture is worse. We have, professors advocating infanticide? That wasn't true 40 years ago.
Dr. Singer?
Yeah, Dr. Singer just say, look, they're not fully human after they're born either. And so that's consistent.
It's an intellectually consistent argument.
It is. So that's worse, it seems to me. And we have, at the other end, assisted suicide laws. They didn't exist 40 years ago. So I'd say things are worse in...
Which Schaeffer predicted would happen.
Yep.
And others, yeah.
What's better, it seems to me, and I'll just give one little glimpse from my particular angle. Back in the 80s, when I was trying to be as aggressively public on this as possible and be very activist and proactive, it was common for the critics of the pro-life movement to get in our face and say, look, you white guys who have this Republican view don't care about women after the baby. You don't care about babies after they're born. You don't care about anything except your issue.
Right.
I don't hear that much anymore, and the reason is because God has developed such diverse and extensive care ministries. The Crisis Pregnancy Center movement is largely a Christian movement, and there's so many thousands of these now that their care is so intense and focused for mom and for baby, before, after.
And fathers too.
And dads too, so that the care and the love that has spread over the cause, I think, has silenced the mouth of many of that kind of critic. So that seems beautiful to me, that in any place in America now, just about, there's a place to turn for help, and they'll really help you. They'll help you in every way. So that's one bright spot at least.
And it took 40 years to get us that network of care